Hi everyone, I'm not dead. Yippee! If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I have a thing for green men. I have exhaustingly covered the entire history of one green man, but I have yet to cover the other green man that predates his existence. Murdoc Alphonse Faust Niccals. Well, Murdoc did not predate Ace. Technically, Ace existed first as a character in Craig McCracken's short film, but whatever. Someday, I will also cover the entire history and psychological analysis of Murdoc, but in order to do that, I need to have a doctorate degree in the Gorillaz University, with summa cum laude GPA first. So for now, I have to stick to a project with a much smaller scale, like, for example, Murdoc's CGI model. Due to his unfortunate design and being the victim of Jamie Hewlett's art style, Murdoc is very hard to translate to CGI. Converting his grimy sexiness as drawn by Jamie can lead to disastrous results. But of course, not all models are created equal. Some, dare I say, are hotter than the others. Let us explore the wonderful world of CGI Murdocs in the form of a tier list. Instead of a regular A, B, C tier, I'm going to customize my tier name a little bit because we love some flavor on this channel. So for the highest tier, we have Look at the Material. You can be the judge of it tier. This tier basically symbolizes how majestic the Murdocs in this tier are, to the point that even an inexperienced Murdoc observer can tell that, oh, this is some good shit. Next, we have the We Did It Yo tier, and this is for the Murdocs that certainly did get elected for the president of Hot 3D Murdoc Nation. But being the president is not without criticisms. And by criticisms, I mean he's just not as hot as the Look at the Material tier. Next, we have the Let Me Ask the Audience tier. I'm not saying that these Murdocs are ugly, but you know, let the audience be the judge of that. Last and very much least is the I Love Ya, but I ain't staying here tier. This title is pretty self-explanatory because I love Murdoc dearly and whoever made the models did some amazing work. It's just that when I see these models, I feel the exact same thing as people who dislike Murdoc, reading thirst comments from Murdoc stands under every Gorillaz post that has Murdoc in it.
She just doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses.
I'm gonna rank these based on chronological order, so we'll start with this Murdoc from Clint Eastwood Brit Awards performance. It's definitely a Murdoc for sure. Look, it's 2001, so the rendering is not gonna be fantastic, but this Murdoc still has some iconic moments like him violently trusting his space.
It's so dense, every single image has so many things going on.
You know what, I'm just gonna put him on the Let Me Ask the Audience tier. I think that's the only model for Phase 1, so moving on to Phase 2, we have the Murdoc's Grammy and /or MTV AMA Feel Good Inc. performance, and this was just another level. Definitely worthy of the Look at the Material tier. Like, not only this was such a cultural reset of a performance, but it also captured the essence of Murdoc's Phase 2 grimy hotness. Goodness. His attitude, his tongue, him flirting with Madonna, my god, it's literally peak Murdoc. However, I think Phase 2 models are only good from this one cinematography because the Motorola ad, I feel violated. This is not meant for human consumption. I think the nicest thing that I can say about this is that it's camp. It's a very memorable, quotable ad, and had it been a Met Gala 2019 guest, it would have been on top of the looks ranking in all publications. But just because it's camp doesn't mean it's hot, you know. I'm certainly not gonna stay here. And I don't think I'll return soon because the Jonathan Ross Murdoc model is disturbing. I'm sorry to all the grandmas that just wanted to watch their favorite talk show in 2006 but was greeted by this thing. Fortunately, to end Phase 2 in an okay note, we have the visualizer for Last Living Souls. It's just the T-pose head model of the Feel Good Inc. performance, spinning in a microwave, but somehow it managed to be more appealing than the last two models. But not that appealing. Let me ask the audience, I suppose. Okay, we are entering the Phase 3 CGI models era, and we are starting off strong with Stylo because my god, this is yet another peak Murdoc. Stylo is my second favorite Gorillaz music video. You know this if you watch my worst too. Okay, on second thought, don't watch that video, it's fucking awful. I'm going to remake it someday. So I might have some bias in this placement, but I don't care. I love his scruffy, sweaty, dirty look that he radiates. Really reminds me of hot cowboy man in movies. But do I like this more than Grammy Feel Good Inc. Murdoc? I'm not sure. Grammy Murdoc has the vibes of scummy 90s rock band sex symbol, which is more fitting for Murdoc than Cowboy Murdock, but at the same time, I kinda enjoy cowboy aesthetic myself. Well, the consensus is not clear on this one. However, there is indeed a clear winner that absolutely destroyed these two Murdocs. French Murdoc. This was a commercial for La Musicale Gorillaz performance and it is fucking beautiful. He looks so adorable in his Spirit Halloween French costume, which is not a sentence I'd expect to say because Phase 3 Murdoc had a bit of a reputation, to say the least. Also, I'm pretty sure his French pronunciation is fucking awful, but if he looked good doing it, does it really matter? Really tough truffling himself into the look at the material tier. Up next, we have the O2 advertisement, and I don't really have much things to say about him. His walk cycle is indeed a walk cycle, I guess. We'll ask the audience to judge. Next, we have the dressing room. This model was a PR disaster for the Murdoc Society. After 2 slaying models and 1 that is just okay, I guess he just had to look absolutely atrocious for this clip. To be fair, I only hated the part where we zoom in on his face because, well, look at him. He looked like a fish. And not the hot kind. I think he looked good in the broken banjo bit, the closest thing to a Murdoc Niccals Asuka Langley Soryu episode 22 Evangelion breakdown. If you are watching this channel, you are contractually obligated to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, spoiler sorry. But the close-ups ruined dressing room too much for me. Not going to stay here for sure. After Phase 3, Gorillaz had a Limbo Face in which Do Your Thing was released, and no need to hold back, this model is fucking ugly. There's not one single frame of Murdoc looking hot in this video. It's such a shame because I felt the opposite for 2D. To this day, this is still my favorite CGI 2D model. My theory is that 2D sucked out all Murdoc's sex appeal in Do You Think. He looks so adorable in every single frame, like he even slays in the designated ugly close-up shot. This is unrelated, but I kinda remembered seeing a lot of unironic emo sad boy Gorillaz edit using this particular 2D model back in the mid-2010s Gorillaz fandom. Maybe I just hung out in the wrong side of the fandom, but I think it has something to do with the rise of the Tangled Brave Dragons edit mania, along with 2D in this music video looking like a fresh TikTok white e-boy. Sadly, I only saved one of those edits, but it's quite a powerful emotional relic. Psychologically fucked up. Anyway, in conclusion, Do You Think Murdoc is a threat to society? Okay, next we have Phase 4. They changed their model into a more cartoony one, starting with the Mocap Interviews. My general thoughts on Phase 4 Mocap CGI is that they're okay, but it's just kinda too smooth, you know? I feel like we need 1 or 2 Murdoc pores as a treat for his CGI model to work. But anyway, I'm just gonna treat all the Mocap Interviews as one entity as there are way too much Mocap Interviews to be separated. Overall, I think this is kind of a let me ask the audience tier. It had a goofy charm. The way his eyes are always so derpy warms my heart, but objectively, this is not a fuckable Murdoc. Strobolite, on the other hand, yes! Ha ha ha, yes! The bisexual lighting really erased the flaws of the mocap models. I mean, yeah, he's still too smooth for my taste, but this is still a good-ass Murdoc in my book. Next, we have Free Murdoc, and I do think he's so adorable in here. But he's probably in the lower side of the Joe Biden tier. I feel like there are better Murdocs with more personality, but he's not completely bland either. After Free Murdoc, we have the GShock ads. Say what you want about them, but god damn, these are such good models and designs. They're so colorful and fashionable, and man, it reminded me so much of the best looking cartoon of all time, Motor City, that I may or may not talk about in great detail in near future, wink wink. I really wish Gorillaz would use this art style again, honestly. It's too precious and gorgeous to waste. This Murdoc could have been on the very top tier because wow, just look at all these materials. But my heart still felt like he deserved more on the We Did It Joe tier. As much as I love Yakuza hair Murdoc, nothing beats the 60s hair Murdoc. The next one isn't obscure at all, but I always kinda forgot it exists. I really don't know why Gorillaz just one day decided to make a Dia de los Muertos video, and then never again for other holiday. Like, imagine the possibilities of Gorillaz making annual random holiday celebration video. Imagine if Gorillaz made an Eid Mubarak ad. From what I've searched, it was made by Zombie Studios, a Brazilian-based animation team, but no backstory was given of why it was made in the first place. Regardless, I think Murdoc actually kinda looks hot in his skeleton form, as long as you do not stare at his T-pose belly button for too long. Last, we have Phase 7, as Phase 6 did not have any CGI models and they had a brand new model for this phase. I actually planned to make a video about Cracker Island by the way, but for some reason, it just didn't work out. In short, I love all the models. I'm so happy Russ finally got a CGI model in a music video because, believe it or not, his last CGI model was the Grammy Feel Good Ing one. Okay, technically he has a model in Do You Think, but he He didn't move at all, so it doesn't count. I love Noodle's model. She looks so adorable in her new hairstyle that I will forever defend. God forbid women do anything. Judy looks cute too. He seems like he's made of the tastiest fondant imaginable and I want to squish him gently. This segment right here is the most 2D that 2D has ever 2D, if that somehow makes sense. And well, the meat of the video, Murdoc Niccals looks really good too. He looks both menacing yet adorable, feels like a perfect blend of Phase 3's realism and Phase 4 cartoony vibes. Hence why I'm still gotta put it on the We Did It Joe tier. Solely because of his stupid fucking gnome hat. I am #1 gnome hat hater because it made Murdoc looks like those raunchy garden gnomes that your uncle shows off to family reunion. Truly the floppiest Murdoc fashion choice of the century. I really wished Cracker Island went for the Pope hat instead or without any hat at all. I mean, this Murdoc really awakens the inner AO3 priest AU thirst inside of me.
Sucking dick and cock.
Kind of a waste, really. Next we have New Gold Murdoc. Look at how smug he is, goddamn. I don't really have much to say, this is just a visualizer, off to the audience you go. Next we have TikTok Murdoc and I have never been enamored by the TikTok world, I'm more of a Tumblr girl myself, but with that being said, I do really like how Murdoc looks in it. I'm weak for his tongue and this frame right here looks like the exact clone of the Anne Hathaway picture that I always use. He might be smiling but there's an indescribable agony in his eyes. Very We Did It Joe tier. Next we have the Earbuds ad. I don't really remember the brand but it's not important anyway, this is not an advertising channel. Though if you are a brand looking for sponsor deals, I will possibly sell out for you. Anyway, I'm sorry but Murdoc is kinda ugly in here. I don't know but there's like something off about his vibes. I think he just looks too sweaty for my taste. Weird because most of the Murdocs on tops are sweaty and gross but I guess I have my own limits. Maybe he wears the gnome hat for a good reason after all. Last and not least, we have the MTV AMA Awards and he looks pretty dark. His outfit in here is based on the Smirnoff ad in which everyone absolutely slays.
How could you not say cunt? Like, that's cunt. Like,
I have been waiting for the day Murdoc is animated in a fancy tuxedo and this ad exceeds my expectations. He looks so dazzling and gorgeous and god, this is the Murdoc that I've dreamed of. This is top 10 Murdoc of all time, so I have a high expectation for fancy tuxedo Murdoc and this CGI Murdoc just kinda slightly below my expectations. Okay, as I'm making this video, a new CGI Murdoc just dropped. This is from a live stream of him making his vodka and I gotta say, we definitely did it, Joe. Maybe the MTV AMA just had a bad cinematography because he actually looks adorable in this. God, I love Murdoc so much. Guys, there's a Spotify video. He looks similar to the EMA one, so let me ask the audience here. Oh my god, there's another new Murdoc model which is the skinny ape model and it's just him in a white tuxedo and it's definitely with it. Joe tier, hello Gorillas team that we just finished my video, goddamn. And I think that's all Murdoc models that I can recall. Do you agree with this ranking or do you feel like all CGI Murdocs are fucking ugly? Comment below to express your feelings toward them and I'll leave a blank tier list for you guys to make in the description. The next video will be another long ass video essay, so giddy up, though it's not really Gorillas related. Perhaps. See you in the next video and bye for now.